What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I'm going to be talking about the one and only Tesla stock and what you should be looking out for the future of this company. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and talk about where I see the share price going for tomorrow as I give you guys my price prediction. I'm also going to talk about what's going on with our economy and the stock market and what Tesla is doing, as today is the big day where Tesla unveils and opens their grand Giga Texas. I mean, that's going to be insane. The Gigafactory is just about to open. I can't wait for what they announce. I'm also going to talk about what the man, the myth, the legend Elon Musk just tweeted about, as we do have a big announcement about when he's going to be speaking at the Giga Texas grand opening. Now, before I break any of this down, before I talk about Elon Musk's tweets and what's going on with the share price of Tesla, I do have to mention a couple of very important things first. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, but benefits the entire Tesla community as a whole. And the last things, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull with my link down below and deposit any amount of money, you are guaranteed 5 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. Once again, that's free money, and you could always sell these 5 free stocks and actually buy Tesla shares with that cash. This is your opportunity to get some free Tesla stock, so please check it out. It ends in just 2 weeks. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So looking at Tesla, we had a green day today, and the price action was very similar to what I told you guys yesterday. So what ended up happening to Tesla was we ended up dropping. If I bring up the 1 day charts, we dropped and dropped and dropped and dropped, and the entire market was actually very similar. I mean, if you look at the SPY, for instance, we had a very similar move. We were dropping and dropping and dropping. We got that balance. I mean, the Nasdaq did the same thing. We saw it all over the place. And what happened to Tesla was Tesla dropped pretty darn hard in the very beginning. We got that bounce off $1,021 a share, and after that, we got the balance. We ended up running and actually closed green, which is a very good sign. Now, what actually happened to the market, right? S&P 500 ended up getting that good balance. So did the Nasdaq, and this was after 2 straight days of losses because of what the Fed announced after their minutes were released. After they announced how hawkish they may end up becoming because of what's going on with inflation and other big things that are hurting our economy. So because of that, we did see a big, how should I say, overreaction in my opinion. And we are starting to see a bit of a recovery after that. Now, looking at the fear and greed index. Right now, the market's a little bit on the neutral side. It still is kind of fearful, but not as bad as before, as we're starting to get that bounce. So, what's going on with Tesla, right? I think that's what's on everyone's minds. Let's actually go back a little bit. I want to show you guys something crazy. So, if we zoom out, we have this gap right over here. Wait, hold on. Let me use the 2 hour candles because it looks a little better. So, we have that gap right over here. Sorry, where that red line is at $1,010 a share. It's right here. And what happened was we did not fill the gap yet. In my previous video, I told you there's a very big possibility we could have done that and got that bounce. We ended up bouncing just like $10 ahead of that. And I did say that there's a possibility we could get that bounce at 1,025. We ended up getting it at 1,021. So what's happening is the real question is, are we going to fill the gap like now, like tomorrow, or in the next few days, or are we going to start actually running a little bit to the upside? So it's got to be one of those two. That's most likely the case. Are we going to fill the gap tomorrow, or are we going to fill it in a couple of weeks? And I believe that either are possible, and it's very, very tough to make that call as of right now. I am going to give you guys my prediction in a second, but the thing is, it's very dependent on what's announced during the Giga Texas, because what's happening is the Giga Texas is not like some kind of new piece of news right now. It kind of is amazing news, right? But we already know about this. So the market's not going to have as a big of a reaction to it, or at least it's happening alone. The bigger thing is, what are they going to announce? If they announce something very surprising, because we are seeing a cyber rodeo essentially coming, which I think would be really funny. And there are actually 2 Cybertrucks that are apparently there right now. So that could be very cool. And they may unveil some new vehicle designs or other things like that, new models. Who knows? Something very, very cool involving the Tesla Model Y. in my opinion, that could be very, very cool too. So it really depends on what they announce. If they make a big Cybertruck announcement, I would expect the share price to soar. If they don't do that, then we could get affected by the overall stock market. So I just want to prepare you guys for that. And that's why my prediction won't be too perfect, right? It's very hard to predict when you have news coming out. It hasn't come out yet. And also, Elon Musk is going to be speaking there. So Elon Musk announced Giga Texas. He has two American flags on each side. That's very awesome in my opinion. Grand opening party tomorrow, which is actually today. He announced this yesterday, and he stated that the doors open at 4. Festivities at 8. So it's barely opening at the time I'm recording this. But here's the big thing. Someone asked him, when is he going to talk? And Elon Musk stated this: I will give a talk around 9. So this is 9 p.m. in Texas's time, which is probably different. It's in a different time zone for a lot of people. But I'm sure you guys will know Elon Musk could make a very big announcement about the Cybertruck, give us a big indicator. If he announces something hypothetically that they actually plan on starting it at the end of this year, who knows? Like I'm just putting it out there. I don't truly know that, but and even though that's unlikely, like I said, if something like that were announced, that would be absolutely insane, and that would cause the share price to soar, in my opinion. But we have to wait and see what they say. Now, what I theorize is this. This is what I think is going to happen. It's just my prediction. This is one of those predictions that's not going to be too accurate. Like I know, it's just what I think is going to play out. So when you trade, okay, trade based off technicals, trade based off what the chart is telling you in real time, based off historical data too. But don't just trade or make financial decisions based off what I think is going to happen. I'm just doing this for fun for you guys. So, anyways, what is going to happen? We do have that gap. So it is possible that if nothing happens, we could bounce off the gap. But I just see that as a less likely situation because a lot of stocks are starting to see that bounce already starting. I am a little bit more bullish actually going into next week. So even though this gap fill is a possibility, I think the gap fill is more likely to come later because next week, I believe, for March 2022, we have the April 12th CPI data report. So for the month of March, we're going to learn about the CPI data. I assume it's going to be not good. I'm going to be real with you guys. So that may cause Tesla to drop next week, and that might be the time we end up filling that gap. So for tomorrow, I think we're more likely to be reacting to what is announced about the Cybertruck. And I believe there might be one little thing or something very interesting announced that could actually cause us to run up. So, right here, this is the epitome, the perfect example of a stock that had support and that's now acting as resistance. So, back here, we were trading in this channel, and you guys could see the 1070 mark. That was our very, very strong support at one point. And right now, today, it's acting as resistance. So, what I think is going to happen is I think that tomorrow we might drop just a little bit going into the open. We may even drop to about the 1030 mark, maybe as low as the 1025. We're going to get a very good bounce. And I think that's going to push us very, very well into this range. Now, I can't guarantee this, but I think we're going to actually fill this gap up here. We may even go as high as 1090. And I can be completely wrong, but I'm saying this based off what I think is going to be announced. I think there might be some like really good announcement that Elon Musk makes. It might actually push us up tomorrow, and we could actually end up closing. I think we could bounce off 1090 maybe, and then drop a little bit and close around the $1080 mark and stay in this range right over here. So we might end up filling this upper gap first, and then this lower gap down here, which could bring us down to about 1010. I think that's going to get filled sometime next week, maybe a little bit later, depending on the CPI data. So that is what my theory is. Once again, take it with a grain of salt because this is based off news. It's not just based off price action. We're essentially reacting to the market and what's happening in Texas right now. So, like I said before, I'm not some kind of sorcerer that could see into the future, which is why predictions won't always be perfect. Sometimes they're going to be very, very accurate. In fact, most of the time they are. On other occasions, every so often, I am going to be wrong. So don't just trade based off that. Always look at the technicals and remember something else. Remember that, look, even though Tesla is a fun play to day trade or even buy options for or sell covered calls for every now and then, it could be very fun to do that. But the majority of investors out there, I don't think that they're just day trading Tesla every day. I think the majority of people are just buying and holding the stock because they know how bullish this thing is. And it could also save a lot of people that aren't as experienced in trading lots of money. So remember, long term, we're very bullish. This grand opening of the Giga Texas is going to be fantastic. I can't wait for what they unveil. And I do see a lot of production for the Model Ys coming out. And who knows, this could be the place where the Cybertruck starts to be produced. Who knows, right? It's not confirmed yet, but to me, that's a very, very amazing piece of news. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So let's just sit back, relax, see what they end up announcing. Let's see what Elon Musk ends up saying because he could announce something huge. And depending on that, it's going to affect the share price. I gave you guys my prediction. And I do think that being a little bit more bullish than bearish is a lot more probable. And I do see us more likely to see a green day tomorrow. Now, I could be wrong. Like I said, I just want to prepare you, but this is just what I think is going to happen. I think it's looking pretty good right now. I think we got a nice bounce, and the share price is looking amazing. For the short term, I am a little bit more bullish. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. And for the long term, I'm still extremely bullish. I see this thing soaring to the moon. I can't wait for what the deliveries show and what on earth this company holds for its future. Anyways, thank you for listening. Get ready for the grand opening, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Tesla to the moon, and peace out.